So we will start brain. Okay. So today we will discuss about the white matter of the brain. So white matter of the brain, the cerebrum consists of central core of white matter. White matter is formed by the nerve fibers. Okay. And outer part is the gray matter. See this gray portion. This part consists, silence everyone. So this outer part is the gray matter and inner white matter is present in the cerebrum. So what are the types of fibers? The cerebrum contains three types of white fiber: association fibers, commissural fibers and projection fibers. Association fiber, it connect one area with another area of same cerebral hemisphere. Okay. Commissural fibers, they connect the corresponding areas of two cerebral hemispheres. And projection fibers connect the cerebral cortex with the subcortical part of the nervous system. So these are the three types of white fibers are present in our brain. Okay. Next. So first we will discuss the association fiber. So today we will discuss the two types and next day we will discuss the third one. Okay, association fiber and commissural fiber. Okay, so association fibers, these fibers interconnect between different regions of cerebral cortex of the same hemisphere. So you remember association fibers lies within the same hemisphere. Don't cross in between two hemispheres. We have two hemispheres of brain, right and left hemispheres. So there are two types of association fibers. Short association fibers, also known as arcuate fibers, and they interconnect one part of the gyrus with another part of the same gyrus, and they loop around the sulcus, hence called arcuate or U fibers. Okay. Next are the long association fibers. So they are multiple in number. We'll see all those and their connecting areas. Okay, connecting areas are important for your Viva and MCQ, or these fibers can come in your theory paper. Okay, discuss about association fibers or discuss about commissural fibers or corpus callosum, internal capsule, all those are important short notes. Okay, so these are important from white fibers. So long association fibers, they interconnect the gyri that are widely separated but lies within the same hemisphere. So these are the examples. First one is uncinate fasciculus. It connects the motor speech area, that is Broca's area, and orbital gyri of the frontal lobe with the cortex of temporal pole, and it loops around the stem of the lateral sulcus. Okay. Next is superior longitudinal fasciculus. It connects the frontal lobe with the occipital and temporal lobe, and they are the longest association fiber. Okay, so two of the long association fiber we have discussed. See, this picture shows the association fibers. So these are the arcuate fibers. Okay, these are the short association fibers, and all rest of these are showing the long association fibers. So this one is superior longitudinal fasciculus or superior longitudinal bundle. This one is inferior longitudinal fasciculus or inferior longitudinal bundle. Here is the uncinate fasciculus, and this is limbic association bundle or cingulum, okay, which is a part of the limbic system responsible for our short term memories. Okay, next. So inferior longitudinal fasciculus, it connects the occipital lobe with the temporal lobe. Okay, you have seen the brain viscera, yes or no? Different presenting parts, two hemispheres, surface, borders, poles, all these you know? Yes or no? Okay. So inferior longitudinal fasciculus connects the occipital lobe with the temporal lobe. Next is cingulum or cingulate fasciculus or cingular girdle. It lies within the depth of the cingulate and parahippocampal gyri. Okay, cingulate gyrus and parahippocampal gyri. Different named sulci gyri you must have seen in the hemispheres. And this cingulum extends from the anterior perforated substance to the uncus and the temporal pole. So this is the connecting areas for cingulum. Next is fronto-occipital fasciculus. It runs anteroposteriorly deep to the superior longitudinal fasciculus, and it connects the frontal lobe with the occipital and temporal lobes, and it is separated from the superior longitudinal fasciculus by the fibers of the corona radiata. Okay, so all these are association fibers. So this is uncinate fasciculus, here is the inferior longitudinal fasciculus, and this is the cingulum. So we have completed association fibers, so short and long association fibers. Next we are going to the commissural fibers. So commissural fibers, they connect the two corresponding areas of cerebral hemispheres and they cross the midline. And the commissural fibers include the corpus callosum, anterior commissure, hippocampal commissure, posterior commissure, and habenular commissure. You have to know the location of all the commissures. And what are the function? The commissural fibers are essential for bilateral response and learning process. Okay. Due to presence of this commissural fiber, if you learn something with your one hand, you can do the same thing with your other hand. These commissural fibers are responsible for this response. Okay. So next, see here, this is a sagittal section through the brain. This large one, this one is the corpus callosum. Okay. Next, this is cavity of the third ventricle. This is septum pellucidum, fornix. Here are the pineal gland. So, in the two stalks of the pineal gland, two commissures are present. In the superior stalk, habenular commissure, inferior stalk, posterior commissure. And here is the anterior commissure. So, these are the main commissural fibers of our brain. Corpus callosum, anterior commissure, habenular commissure, posterior commissure. Okay, understood? This is one schematic diagram. You practice a schematic diagram like this. Okay, this is important for your third ventricle, also for the commissures, for corpus callosum. All those can come as a short note. Third ventricle is also important short note. Corpus callosum and commissural fibers can also come. Okay. Corpus callosum, very important short note. And everyone must be able to identify corpus callosum in the viscera, brain viscera. If you are not able to identify this, you will fail in a practical, okay? Very important structure. And OSPI question also it can be given, corpus callosum. So corpus callosum is a thick white sheet of commissural fibers. See here, this is the corpus callosum connecting the cerebral cortex of the two cerebral hemispheres. Size is, length is about 10 centimeter, breadth is about 2.5 centimeter, and it contains 150 to 200 million fibers or axons. It connects all the parts of the neocortex of the two cerebral hemispheres except part of the temporal lobes which are connected by the anterior commissure. Okay. So these are the connecting parts. And the corpus callosum is massive and arched with downward concavity, and it can be easily identified in sagittal section of the cerebrum as a C-shaped cut fibers. Okay. Okay, next we are going to the different parts of the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum consists of 4 parts, before backward. First one is rostrum, then this bent portion is the genu, then this is body, and posterior most end is the splenium. So rostrum, this part is rostrum, it is thinnest part of corpus callosum and that connects the genu to the upper end of the lamina terminalis. So this part is lamina terminalis, so it is connecting genu with the lamina terminalis. Genu, it forms the thick curved anterior end of the corpus callosum. Here, is the genu. Next is body or trunk. It is the middle part of the corpus callosum and extends from the genu anteriorly to the splenium behind. And splenium is the thickest portion of the corpus callosum, posterior most thickest part. What are the function? Corpus callosum is essential for bilateral responses and learning process. Okay. Next, this is one clinical aspect, split brain syndrome. In the congenital absence of corpus callosum, the two cerebral hemispheres work separately and patient behaves as he or she has two separate brains, and this condition is called split brain syndrome. Okay, there is no connection in between the two hemispheres, so right and left hemisphere decides separately and act as two different brains. Okay, understood? Next is other important structures related to this, related to the corpus callosum. First one is septum pellucidum. See, this is coronal section through the brain. These are the two hemispheres. This is median longitudinal fissure. Just beneath the fissure lies this corpus callosum. Here is some structure just above the corpus callosum. This gray matter structure is known as indusium graecium, and there some white stria is present, that is known as longitudinal stria, and some veins, arteries. Here you can see sections of arteries, anterior cerebral arteries. And just beneath the corpus callosum, one septum is present. Okay, separating the two lateral ventricles. These are the two ventricular cavities. So this septum is separating two lateral ventricles. This is known as septum pellucidum. And at the lower end of septum pellucidum, fornix is hanging. Okay. So septum pellucidum connects the inferior concave surface of the corpus callosum with the superior surface of the fornix, connecting corpus callosum with the fornix, septum pellucidum. Next is indusium graecium. It is the thin layer of gray matter that covers the superior convex surface of the corpus callosum. Here is the indusium graecium. And there is pair of medial and lateral stria, longitudinal stria. These are white fibers lie within the indusium graecium. Okay, 4 in number, 2 medial stria, 2 lateral stria. And there is callosal sulcus. It separates the corpus callosum from the cingulate gyrus, that you can see in the viscera also. Okay, callosal sulcus. Next, these are some important parts of the corpus callosum: forceps minor, forceps major, and tapetum. Okay, forceps minor, these are fork-like commissural fibers of genu of corpus callosum, and that connect the either side of the frontal lobes. Next is tapetum. These are the fibers of corpus callosum that form the roof and lateral wall of posterior horn of the lateral ventricle and lateral wall of the inferior horn, and these fibers do not intersect the fibers of the corona radiata. Corona radiata is example of one projection fiber. Okay. Next is forceps major. These are fork-like commissural fibers of corpus callosum that connect the occipital lobes. And another is bulb of posterior horn. These are the fibers of forceps major that bulge in the medial wall of the posterior horn of the lateral ventricle. This is forming bulb of the posterior horn. See, this is a cross section through the corpus callosum. So this is anterior end, this is posterior end. Okay, here near the genu you can see these fibers are connecting the two frontal lobes. These are forming forceps minor. Here these fibers are connecting the posterior horns, surrounding the posterior horns. These fibers are forming the tapetum. Okay, and here these posterior most fibers lying within the splenium. These fibers are connecting the two occipital lobes. These are forceps major. Okay, so these are three important parts of the corpus callosum. See, this is the section we have taken along the longitudinal length of the corpus callosum. So corpus callosum is commissural fiber, connect right and left cerebral hemispheres. Size and shape: length is 10 centimeter, breadth is 2.5 centimeter, connects cerebral hemispheres of two sides, C-shaped and concave downward. Parts are the rostrum, genu, body or trunk, and splenium. Clinical condition is congenital absence of corpus callosum leads to split brain syndrome. Okay. Next we go to other commissures. First one is anterior commissure. Anterior commissure, see here, this is the location of anterior commissure. It is a small bundle of fiber in the upper part of lamina terminalis. This is lamina terminalis. At its upper end, you see the anterior commissure. It crosses the midline in front of column of fornix. Here lies the column of fornix. In front of column of fornix, anterior commissure is lying. An interventricular foramen. In this region, this black one represents the interventricular foramen, okay, which connects lateral ventricle with the third ventricle, interventricular foramen. It has two parts, anterior commissure, small anterior part, also known as paleocortical component, connects the olfactory regions of the two cerebral hemispheres. And large posterior part, also known as neocortical component, connects the lower anterior part of two temporal lobes. Okay. Other commissures are, it is posterior commissure, habenular commissure, and commissure of fornix. Okay, so posterior commissure is present in the inferior lamina of the pineal stalk. We have seen in previous picture, and it connects the superior colliculi, pretectal and interstitial nuclei of the two sides. These are the connecting region. Next is habenular commissure present in the superior lamina of pineal stalk, and it connects the habenular nuclei of the two sides. And commissure of fornix, also known as hippocampal commissure, it interconnects the crura of the fornix. Okay, so these are the other commissures. Next, okay, so we have completed the commissural fibers. So you prepare commissural fiber as a long question or short note, and corpus callosum can be given individual short note. Very, very important for your viva, OSPE, all those corpus callosum is important, okay? An association fiber can come as a short note. Short and long association fiber you have to write, and you practice a schematic diagram for all those fibers. Okay, understood? Any further queries? And split brain syndrome can come as a part of the long question if long question can be given from these fibers. Okay, important clinical aspect, or can also come in your explain why questions, split brain syndrome. What will happen if corpus callosum is congenitally absent or it is cut in during some accident or something, okay? And these forceps major, minor, tapetum, all those you will be asked in your viscera table, you will be asked to show those structures in the viscera. Okay, and indusium, gracium, septum pellucidum, fornix, all those are important structure you have to see in the viscera, brain viscera. Okay, you have seen the surface, borders, different important sulci gyri of the brain. Yes or no? In practical dissection class, you have seen the brain viscera or not? Till now? Seen. Okay, so go and read those topics. Okay. No other queries regarding today's topic? Okay, thank you.